Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about what to do this week because this week is a relatively slow week. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. Alright, so the very first thing I want to show you is this month's update information. So this covers all of the events and the campaigns that are happening this month. Unfortunately, there is nothing that is actually happening this week, because if we scroll down over here, you can see that it is August 17 when we get the Cannonball Rumble, which is the new advanced training which will actually allow us to farm for new augments. As you can see here, these are going to be called the super augments. So in the screenshot over here, you can see this is a super stamel. It does have a 10% success rate. So it means if you do get 10 copies of this, it will have a 100% success rate. So no boosters required. That's pretty cool. However, unfortunately, this does not come out this week because, well, this comes out next week. So we do need to wait for this. Another thing coming out next week is going to be, of course, the solo geometric labyrinth leaderboards. So this is how you're going to be able to obtain your ARKS record badges so that you can buy any of your MK1 weapons. So they are basically the weaker Kaiser weapons, which you can multi-weapon with your existing Kaiser weapons. For those who didn't know, if you have an existing Kaiser weapon, you can multi-weapon it with an MK1 weapon, and it will actually boost the stats of the MK1 weapon up to an original Kaiser weapon stats. So it's very important that you make sure that the main weapon is the original Kaiser weapon, because the weapon over here will have 671 attack damage versus the MK1 weapons, which will have significantly lower attack damage. Now keep in mind, the reason why this bow only has 465 attack versus my katana that has 671 attack is because of the enhancement level. My katana is at plus 50, while the MK1 weapon over here is not enhanced at all. So when you do get this to plus 50, the damage numbers are going to be similar. However, you do, I think it's like 20 or 30 damage less. So it's just a small damage difference. So you're not missing out too much if you decide to use an MK1 weapon. However, the point of all of this explanation is just to make sure that if you are deciding to make a multi-weapon, that you make sure that you use the regular Kaiser weapon as the base weapon and the MK1 weapon as the secondary material. It's very important you do that, because if you do it that way, then the MK1 will inherit all of the stats of the original Kaiser weapon, thus you gain extra damage. Do not do it the other way around, or it will downgrade your Kaiser weapon's damage to an MK1's damage, okay? Another thing that we will be getting next week is, of course, the new SG Scratch Refined Form 5. However, I want to remind everyone that all of the current items in the Waker Scratch is not going away. They will still exist in the Refined Form 5 Scratch. The only thing that will be going away is, of course, going to be your selector ticket if you have any Waker comparison selector tickets, as well as the scratch bonuses over here. So if you guys didn't know, at 20 scratches, you get an N augmentation success rate plus 30%. This is pretty big. This is the only plus 30% N augmentation aid that I've seen so far. It's not available in the recycle shop, in the swap shop. There's no other way to get this. So if you do want this 30%, I would suggest scratching 20 times to pick this up. Another thing is, of course, the motion swim surfing. If this is something that you want, you know, the only way to get that is if you scratch 30 times, okay? Next up is going to be the Season 10 Mission Pass. This will be going away next week again, so you still have plenty of time, but I do recommend that you do get all of the items, or as many items as you can over here, because they are free. However, in the next season pass, so season 11, we will be able to get the Ninja Dash motion item from this mission pass. So I can't wait for that, because I've literally been waiting for 1 year to get the Ninja Dash. So I can't wait to finally be able to get my hands on that. So make sure that you try your best to finish Season 10's Mission Pass, and when Season 11 rolls in, that you do all of your dailies and your weeklies so that you don't fall behind. But all of the stuff that I just covered is actually coming out next week and not this week. So what on earth is coming out this week? Unfortunately, absolutely nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. There's no new campaigns. There's no new nothing. Everything is exactly the same as what we have from last week. So the only thing that's left to do really is, if you want to do any add-on skills, you know, you might want to work on that, get your classes to level 60, get those extra class X cubes so that you can work on your add-on skills. You can try to make some extra meseta by doing some mastery farms or doing PSE burstings in combat zones, but that's pretty much it, to be honest. there's not much going on this week, which is why I personally am actually going to be playing a lot of other games this week. The number one thing on my to-do list is, of course, Tower of Fantasy. Tower of Fantasy is literally coming out in 1 day and 17 hours at the time of this recording, so this game is probably going to keep me busy throughout the entire week and just carry me over until next week where all the cool stuff gets implemented. So I'm going to be devoting a lot of my time into this game, just playing through the story and just enjoying the game in general. However, on top of Tower of Fantasy, there's also the Genshin event. There's the Golden Archipelago, so that is another event that I'm very behind. I think there's like 2 more weeks of that event to go, so I'm going to be blasting through that. There's also Deluxe quest or something, so I need to blast through that as well. So there's still a bunch of Genshin stuff that I need to do. So yeah, most of my time is actually going to be put into Genshin, into Tower of Fantasy, into other games. I'm still going to log into PSO2, but mainly just to do my dailies as well as complete any of the other campaigns. In tomorrow's video, I will be talking about the Summoners campaign. So that requires you to play the Summoner class in base PSO2 in order to get some mag camos of the pets. So for example, Maron and Melon, I do want those mag device skins because, you know, they're kind of my favorite pets. So I will be showing you guys how to get those titles extremely easily without too much hassle. And last but not least, for the Alliance leaderboards, in yesterday's video, I did make a minor mistake, and that is of course the ranking system. Just for clarification, the gold reward only goes for the first place. So Velocity over here is going to get the gold reward. However, the silver reward stops at 10th place. So if you are between rank 2 and rank 10 on the leaderboards, you will be granted the silver reward. As you can see here, that is the beta reactor ×3 and the 20 star gems. And only the first place alliance will get 5 beta reactors as well as 30 star gems. So everyone who is ranked 11 or below will get the bronze reward. That is just a small amendment that I need to make. Thank you for everyone in the comment section that corrected me on that. I thought if you made it onto the top 30, you would get silver. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Only the top 10 get silver. Everyone else gets bronze. So basically, there's no real reason for my alliance to try hard anymore because we're at 199 points. In order to be on the top 10, we need 416 points if you are playing on ship 2, and that is way too difficult for my alliance, so I'm just gonna settle with bronze. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!
What can I say except you're welcome?